I found out my wife was sneaking off to cheap hotels with her high school crush, so I let her believe I was clueless until I took the kids, the house, and left her with nothing. I used to think my marriage was solid. Not perfect, but solid enough. We had 2 kids, a mortgage, a dog that chewed shoes but adored the family, and routines that made life feel predictable in the best way. I trusted my wife, Hannah, more than anyone. I thought she trusted me too. I thought she was my partner. The unraveling didn't happen all at once. It started with little things, like how she suddenly guarded her phone. Before, she'd leave it face up on the counter, buzzing with group chats or reminders. Then one day it was always face down. She took it with her to the bathroom. She laughed at texts and said, "Just memes." I didn't push. You don't want to be the paranoid husband. But then one night she fell asleep on the couch, phone still in her hand. I carefully slid it out, meaning only to put it on the charger. The screen lit up to a message preview, "Can't stop thinking about that night. I love you." My whole body went cold. I opened the phone with the code I knew by heart. The messages weren't from some stranger. They were from David, her old high school friend. A guy she'd reconnected with on Facebook months earlier. They joked at first, inside references about teachers they hated, then casual "how's life?" chats. Somewhere along the way, the tone changed. And now he was sending "I love you" texts to my wife in my house. I sat there for hours, scrolling. She'd told him she felt alive again. She said she missed the way he looked at her back then. She said our marriage was comfortable but stale. She said I was a good dad but boring. I didn't wake her. I just sat, staring at the woman I thought I knew, feeling like the air had been sucked out of the room. The next morning, I acted normal. I kissed her cheek. I made pancakes for the kids. I went to work. But in my head, a switch had flipped. I remember the iPad we kept in the kitchen drawer. It was synced to her phone. That night, while she showered, I pulled it out and opened her messages. And there it was, her entire double life unfolding in blue and gray bubbles. They'd been meeting at hotels. Cheap ones, by the highway. She'd lied about yoga nights and book club. She sent him pictures I never thought she'd send anyone. She mocked me to him. "He still thinks I'm tired from work," she typed. "He has no clue." I wanted to confront her right then. Scream. Smash the iPad. Demand answers. But some instinct told me to wait. To gather. To plan. So I played the long game. I screenshotted everything. I emailed it all to myself from a hidden account. I started copying bank statements. I pulled cash into an account she didn't know about. I researched divorce lawyers quietly, late at night, in private browsing mode. Meanwhile, I smiled at her across the dinner table. I held her hand at soccer games. I tucked the kids into bed with her standing beside me. And then I'd lie awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, my heart pounding with rage I had nowhere to put. One night, she texted him that she couldn't wait for their weekend getaway. I felt bile rise in my throat. She told me she had a conference. She even printed fake materials to show me. That's how confident she was. That's how stupid she thought I was. I booked the same hotel. Different floor. I told my boss I needed the day off, family emergency. When I saw her walk into that lobby with him, laughing like a teenager, my vision blurred. I followed them at a distance. They went up, arm in arm. I gave them 20 minutes. Then I walked to the front desk, flashed a smile, and said I'd forgotten my room key. Gave them the room number. The clerk barely looked up as he made a new one. I stood at that door for a long moment. Then I swiped the card and walked in. They were on the bed. Clothes everywhere. Hannah's face went white. David scrambled, half naked, trying to cover himself. "Get dressed," I said. My voice was flat, calm, like it wasn't even mine. "Both of you." Hannah started crying, babbling excuses, but I didn't hear them. I handed her a folder. Inside was the separation agreement my lawyer had drawn up, along with all the screenshots, all the messages. "You're going to sign this," I said. "Or everyone sees everything. Your parents. Our kids when they're old enough. The court. Everyone." David tried to speak, to apologize, but I cut him off. "You're nothing to me. Leave." He bolted. Hannah sat on the edge of the bed, clutching the sheets to her chest, shaking. "I made a mistake," she whispered. "No," I said. "A mistake is forgetting an anniversary. This is betrayal. Repeated. Planned. You chose this, over and over." She signed. She had no choice. But I wasn't done. I let her think, for a while, that maybe we could work through it. We went to therapy. We had long talks where she swore she wanted to rebuild. She played the part of the repentant wife. I played the part of the hesitant but forgiving husband. All the while, I was pulling strings. Quietly telling the kids the truth, in age-appropriate pieces. Letting them see her inconsistencies. Dropping hints they picked up on themselves. When they asked why mom was always on her phone, I said, "Maybe she'll tell you." When she bailed on a recital for work, I made sure they knew where she really was. By the time the divorce was finalized, the kids wanted to stay with me. The judge listened. I got full custody. The house. Child support. She got visitation. Her parents were furious with her. Her friends drifted away, embarrassed. David? He ghosted her the second things got messy. Now I live in the house with my kids and our dog. It's quiet sometimes. Lonely sometimes. But peaceful. I can breathe. Hannah lives in a small apartment across town. She tries to see the kids, but they're cold with her. They know. She looks older every time I see her. Like the weight of her choices is crushing her. And me? I don't feel triumphant. I don't feel like I won. I feel like a man who survived a fire, standing in the ashes of what used to be his home. But at least I'm standing. At least the fire's out. And she's the one who lit the match.